This is part 29 of ASP.NET MVC tutorial. In this video, we'll discuss using data transfer object as the model in MVC. Please watch part 28 before proceeding with this video. Now let's say our business requirement is such that we want to display the total number of employees by department. At the moment, either our employee or department class does not have this total property. So this is one example where a data transfer object can be used as the model. So our first step here is to add a class that's going to contain these two properties, name and total. So let's flip to Visual Studio. Let's add a class file to our models folder, and let's call it departmenttotals.cs. This class is going to contain those two properties, name and total. To speed things up, I have these two properties already implemented, so let's copy and paste them right here. The second step is to add an action method to this employee controller, which is going to return the total number of employees by department. So let's make a copy of this index action method and change it as required. Let's name our action method as employees by department, and we want to retrieve all the employees and include department navigation property as well, and then we want to group by x such that x.department.name, and then we want to select y such that a new instance of our department totals, and this class has got two properties, name and total, which needs to be populated. So name equal to y.key and total equal to y.count. Now if this code is not clear, don't worry, I'm gonna explain that in a bit. And then once we have that, we're gonna convert this to a list, and then we hand these employees to the view for rendering. So the next step is to actually add a view. But before we do that, let's try and understand this code. Now if we have to write a SQL query to retrieve the total number of employees by department, how do we do that? We join employees table with department, and then we group by department name. Let's quickly actually write that query. So select tbl department.name, and we use the aggregate function count of star as total from tbl employee table. We join that with tbl department on tbl department.id is equal to tbl employee dot department id column, and then we basically group the results by tbl department.name. So obviously when we execute this query, what output do we get? We get the department names and the total employees within that department. So here, look at this. When we use group by, the key column here is the name column, because that's the column based on which we are grouping data. And then this total is going to return us the total number of employees. So, and to retrieve the total number of employees, what are we using here? The count function. Okay, so similarly, to get the department name, we are using the key property of this y, because we are using group by, and then to get the totals, we are using the count function. Okay, now let's say we want to basically sort the department names based on the employees there. Okay, so if I want to sort them in the descending order, I can use, after we convert that to a list, I can use the order by function. So we have order by descending, order by y such that y dot total. So we want to order by descending by total column. Okay, so with these changes, let's go ahead and add a view. Let's actually build our solution so that this employees by department totals class is compiled. So add a view. Let's call our view as employees by department. We're going to make use of Razor View Engine. We're going to create a strongly typed view against department totals class, and I'm going to use the list as the scaffold template. And let's go ahead and add this. So this should add a view. So employees by department view. Okay, so with all these changes, let's actually run this. Let's actually set the font style to Arial, and let's use a div tag for that. So div style is equal to, okay, so that's the first change. And the second change is actually for this table right here, let's set a border. So border is equal to 1. Okay, so with these changes, let's go ahead and run this, and then actually navigate to employee controller, employees by department. You know, we have that action method within our employee controller, so we're going to navigate to that action method, and look at that, I get the department name and totals. We don't want these links here, edit, details, and delete. And to get rid of them, all we have to do is within this employees by department view, let's get rid of this table head from there, and then let's get rid of this td. So with these changes, let's go ahead and run this once again, and navigate to employees, employees by department view, and notice that we get the output as expected. If you want to sort this list in the ascending order of total number of employees, instead of using order by descending, simply use order by. Okay. On this slide, you can find resources for ASP.NET, C# and SQL Server interview questions. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.